This is the Cobra, a Tier 9 British collector medium, a vehicle that I thoroughly enjoy playing, and I think is one of the strongest tanks in the game if you know how to play properly. Wargaming knows that people want their hand on this Hesh-slinging vehicle, and because of that, they have released, I would say, the most expensive crates in the game. It is 22,500 gold to buy 10 of these crates. You need to buy 3 of these bundles to get 30 charms to guarantee your chances of getting the vehicle. So essentially, if you get unlucky, you're going to have to spend 66,000 gold to get a Cobra, which is kind of insane. Personally, I would not recommend to waste your money on that. Now, there is a cheaper bundle. If you buy the expensive bundle, that's $120. Then you can get your hands on 25 crates. But even then, is it really worth it to spend $100+ on a singular Tier 9? No. Don't spend your money on crates that are over a ridiculous amount. I would personally suggest to wait for this vehicle to either A, come out cheaper, or B, just don't get it. I mean, yeah, it's really fun, but to be fair, there is a tech tree Hesh-firing vehicle as well, being the Centurion 7-1, which has really solid DPM, damage output, really good mobility, and honestly is just as capable, if not better, due to the increased turret armor. So that's what I'll say there. I don't think it's personally worth it to spend your money on these crates, unless you get like the cheap $10 bundle with the 3 crates. Well, here we are in our first game. I actually played one battle earlier today in the Cobra, just for a little bit of fun, and unironically, it's the worst game I've probably played in like 3 months. I went medium side on Dynasty's Pearl with a 54 E1, and I was like, oh, look, I might be able to get like one shot off, and then head over towards my team that went to town. Well, it turns out that the entire enemy team full YOLO'd the medium flank without even stopping once. It's the first time I've seen that happen in probably months. I did 200 damage. It's actually, I'm still molding about it. That's how mad I am. It gets me so mad when I do bad in a take that I like to do well in, and then it demolishes like pretty good stats. But oh well. We're gonna see if we can make that up here in these 2 battles. This is a first pretty good matchup here, and I think what I've learned from that game is I'm no longer ever going to go alone, or not even alone, but I'm no longer ever going to just try and do a quick shot, because apparently that doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to sit in this bush until their team gets spotted, and I'm not going to move until that happens. So welcome to World of Tanks. Just keep waiting. Oh, there you go. We got an STA spotted. I'm not moving. Is anybody else going to get spotted over here? Oh, there's a Yag Panther too. They're still camping all the way in the back. Well, we might be able to shoot one of them if we maneuver this way over here. Let's aim in and bonk. There you go. Nice 475 damage shell. We've got tanks spotted on our rear now. We got a T-95. Okay, crazy plays from the enemy team here. Alright, well there you go. 531 damage shell into that chieftain. Another great example of the damage output this vehicle has. It is kind of insane, as we can see. And there you go. Another 496 damage shell into that player. So already just there alone, we have been able to rip into that poor tank. And it doesn't look like we're able to hit the Super Pershing from this angle. But we might just be able to hit. Ah, I aimed that a little poor. I didn't want to hit the spaced armor, though, on the T-54. Okay, well, now we know where the entire enemy team is. We can head for that Super Pershing and see if we can get some damage out, because I don't really think they'd be able to stop me. So let's aim it on the rear. There you, okay, that's spaced armor. Whoa. Okay, apparently I should have known that. Alright, well, we're going to aim in a heat shell, and this time we're going to kill the T-2064. My brain had a fart there for a second. Alright, well, we got the T-30 on our side. And there goes a large chunk of my health. Oh, now the T-54 is going to YOLO me. Classic, classic. Alright, well, let's just back up, and let's kill the T-54. There you go. I like how literally you make one play in this game and you're already down to 600 health by a TD. Well, not for long. Goodbye, T-30. Bye-bye. Alright, now all we have left is the E-75, who we're going to get to the side of very, very briefly, and we're going to get a nice HE shell out for 463 damage. This here was a good example on how easy it is to get good damage in the Cobra. I mean, that battle lasted, what? A minute 2 minutes, and we got 3,500 damage out, which is kind of ridiculous. And it shows where the Cobra does very well. When you're able to catch people off guard and you're able to get behind them and get the farm out, it is incredible. But if you get caught off guard, especially against heavily armored opponents, that is where the tank falls apart very, very quickly. So I really like the Cobra, and I would say that it is my favorite tank, probably right up there in Tier 9. It might even be my favorite tank in the game. I don't know. It's a super fun vehicle to play. And honestly, it's just so fun. I mean, that's really all I can say. So here we are, another battle. We have another chunk of tier 8s up against us. Maybe Wargaming felt bad for me earlier today. Alrighty, well, let's see what we can do. Up against us, we have pretty easy opponents to cut through. I have a couple options, and the two options are poke mid-hill or to go over towards DC side. What I'm going to see is where my team ends up going. I'm going to ping mid-hill, but that doesn't mean our team's going to head there. Our IS-3 isn't going... Oh, maybe they are. I mean, mid-hill is where you want to go. Yeah, okay, it looks like our team is sticking together here, which is the most important thing. Okay, so what do they have that could get hull down? Not too much, but they do have a T-77, which is super duper cringe. Even in my Tier 9, the T-77 is by far one of the hardest players to fight on their team. So we're going to go wide over here. We're going to see if I can get a quick shot out. Okay. That shell literally went to Narnia. That was an awful shot. Alright, well, let's reload again. Our T-2064 is going to lose probably a pretty decent chunk of health. But we do get a nice shot into the enemy E-50, which is pretty nice. Got the STA off to the side, and our whole team is kind of over here, so what I'm hoping is that we can maybe cut up top. We can ignore that flank, and we can deal with the vehicles over here. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We got the AMX 5100 right in front of me, and there you go. 492 damage HE into that vehicle. That is where, again, the damage output is insanely dangerous on this vehicle. There's really no counter. I mean, look at that. That's a low roll. This tank has 500 Hesh damage a roll, which is ridiculous. So let's see if we can get some more damage out, possibly. We do have the Ritter off to the side. Not able to hit him at that angle. We can just wait here for now. Not able to hit the Conway. Well, there's the IS-3 showing me his side. Aiming. There you go. We do get hit for 280, but we'll see what we can do. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reload, and I'm going to hopefully... Well, that dude's dead anyway. Maybe we can get the Conway. There you go. 438 bonk into the Conway. The Ritter is getting absolutely crappered on the rear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on my adrenaline, and we're going to bonk the Ritter. There you go. 462 damage shell. Guy's not even running Spall Liner. That doesn't really surprise me, though. I mean, do you see that guy? He clearly does not know what he's doing. Oh, we got the STA in front. And... Oh, really? That's surprising. Hesh shell right on the roof of his tank does not end up penetrating. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. What we're going to do now is we're going to poke wide. We're going to get an aimed-on shell into the lower plate of that E50. And there you go. 625 damage roll. Again, the damage output of this vehicle is absolutely insane. And it's a little crazy. Like, it's just so fun to drive this tank and bonk people. So we got the T-77 off to our side. We're going to aim in on his side armor. Problem with the T-77 is it's got a lot of spaced armor all over it, which makes it very hard to actually cut through, especially with HE, like the Cobra is basically only shooting in most situations. The STA has flexed off to the side, so at this point I'm going to push over here. Maybe we can get a little bit of damage out into the STA. I'm not sure what this STA is honestly doing, though. Dude's going to get crapped on by the M103. He does. Alright, well, let's see. T-77's over here. We're going to aim it on his vehicle. Aiming, and bonk. That was an awful roll. 392? Wow, that's terrible, game. Alright, well, let's just push over here a little bit more. Got the Conway off to the side as well. And... bonk. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. 626 damage shot. Reloading again, and hello, Mr. T-77. How are you doing? Well, you're not doing any more. Alright, I mean, this was an absolute farm and a half. We're going to reload here, and if we pen the shot, which is very easy to do, we just did, like, what, almost shy of 5,000 damage this game? Yeah, 4,923. This is a great game to really show where the Cobra pops off. When you are up against people that don't really know what they're doing, and you're able to deal 5,000 damage, ace the tank, and get an absolutely crazy victory. I mean, this is why the Cobra does so well. Against any tier 8 matchup, you absolutely farm. And against tier 9s, it's a little bit of a struggle. Against tier 10s, depending on what tier 10 it is, you might struggle as well. But overall, the tank just has such crazy damage output that, I mean, you saw a 625 max roll. So we're going to do one last battle here. The reason I want to do one more is because I want to fight tier 10s as well. And as we can see, we did end up fighting tier 10s in this third game. We have some pretty deadly opponents up against us. We got a 183, 4005, E5. Vickers Light isn't too strong, but does have some spaced armor all over. Spaced armor is the main killer of this vehicle because it has heat and HE. And obviously neither of those rounds are going to cut through spaced armor. So that's where you're going to struggle in this vehicle. They also have a 5A, which honestly, quite a dangerous tank. I don't love fighting 5As, especially in a vehicle like this that can't really pen it effectively. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. I'm going to chill in this bush for now. And we'll see if anybody makes a poke over here. Oh, there you go. We got a Vickers Light off to the side. I guarantee our T100 is going to throw his tank away. I guarantee it. Our heavies haven't run into anything yet. Really, all I can hope right now is that when these two guys get killed, I can farm off them. That's really all I can hope. I don't... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to go off to the side of the map. Our 4005 gets detected, which isn't great. And what's even worse is the T30's off to the side. Not able to hit the T30 from this angle. There you go. Nice 386 damage shell into the 5A. And now the 5A is getting shot by the 4005, which is obviously quite dangerous for him. Okay. Great example of the problem with this vehicle, not being able to cut through anything. 5A shoots an HE shell. Rather interesting decision. And he's dead. Alright, well that's good news. We have the Vickers off to the side, and what I'm hoping right now is we can just aim it on the Vickers. Bonk! Again, another great example of this tank's gun not really cooperating. So, the gun on this tank can be a bit annoying. That's definitely the case. And you saw that here. We are gonna... Oh, maybe get a shell into the 4005. Again, it goes right into his gun. I mean... Yeah, the Cobra is not playing well right now. The gun is really just screwing us over. We're going to win, but what an annoying engagement so far. All right, let's chill in this bush, and let's see if the T30... Wow. Every shell we have shot has not penned, and now we are getting rushed. You'll also notice the Cobra is not very fast. In fact, I did not realize this until just now, but our T100 has left us, which means that we are in a very, very bad situation here. I thought the T100 was with me. That's my fault, but I did think he was with me. So because of that, we're in a situation now where we're going to be rushed by the T30. So hopefully we don't bleed. There you go. We pen that, which is kind of insane. He misses. We're going to keep on leaving. I like how we miss all the easy shots, but the shells full speed on the move, those are the ones we hit. Like, yes, Wargaming, that makes sense. Alright, well, let's see if we can get a shell into the 4005. Come on, show me your turret. Come on. There you go. 395 damage shot. We do have the Vickers Light off to the side, and you know what? You want to go, you're going to get it. As long as we don't get hit. Bonk. There you go. 519 damage shell into his vehicle. There's no way the Vickers reloads to kill me, so let's just reload a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1, and bonk. Bye-bye. Alright, long live that player. Let's maneuver on over here, and I'm going to let the 4005 shoot me, because I'm going to kill him. There you go. I mean, that was a pretty easy game, and I don't know if we did anything insane for damage. We most likely didn't. You can see this is a great game to really show one of the major downsides of the Cobra, and that is RNG. We had multiple shots that battle that did not want to go where we wanted them to. We had a shell on the hull of the T30, and apparently you can't pen the hull of a T30 with Hesh. And then we shot at the Vickers Light, completely missed. Shot at the 5A's flat side armor, didn't pen. Those shots, and the 4005 hit the gun. I mean, we shot 4 shells that could have dealt 400 to 500 damage each, which would have given us easily an additional 1600 damage this game. But instead, they didn't pen. Now, we got lucky, and some of the shots we fired on the move did, which still allowed us to get out top on the team with just shy of 3000 damage. And as I said, the Cobra's great, but there are definitely going to be moments like that where the gun absolutely screws you, and where you think you're going to get a win, or you think that you have an easy shot in front of you, the game says nope, and the shell completely messes up. Overall, I do pretty well in the Cobra. 3,450 average damage with 50 games played and 75% win rate. So this is a super good tank performance-wise for me. And as you can see, because of that, I mean, you can do well. The 3 games that I played alone on stream, or not stream, but recording here, I did 3,800 average. So it shows that it's very easy to do well in this tank, but it obviously has some downsides, and you're going to have to keep those in mind. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.